ईशावतारं परमेशमीड्यं तं रामकृष्णं शिरसा नमामि। ॐ तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदाततं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ते भूरिदा जना। Good evening, everybody. Last week, we were discussing a portion of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, particularly the conversation Sri Ramakrishna had with one of his devotees, that is Adhar Sen. This conversation, this meeting happened in Dakshineshwar, in the room of Sri Ramakrishna there, on September 7th, 1884. For the benefit of those of you who were absent in the last week, I'll just summarize what we discussed. Adhar was one of the close devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna loved him very much. He had initiated him with mantra by writing on his tongue, and Sri Ramakrishna had visited his whole house many a times, and Adhar would arrange kirtan in his home, invite Sri Ramakrishna and other devotees, and Adhar would every day after returning from his work, he would eat something and hire a horse carriage from Kolkata to Dakshineshwar. He will come all the way riding for 1.5 hours to Dakshineshwar, and many days it would so happen that by the time he would reach Dakshineshwar, he would be so tired, he would just fall asleep in the veranda of Sri Ramakrishna's room. And then Sri Ramakrishna would wake him up at about 10 o'clock, and then he will return home. Still, he would come just to see Sri Ramakrishna. He would come. This is one side. The conversation that we are discussing now is with respect to this Adhar was trying for one job. See, he was already a deputy magistrate, which was a good position, earning as per the gospel, he was earning 300 rupees per month. He was drawing a salary of 300 rupees a month. Sri Ramakrishna refers to that. So that's a very big amount then. So, but he was trying for another bigger post, that was vice chairman of Kolkata municipality. So he was trying for that post, and to get that post, he had met many influential people of Kolkata society, and he was trying to pull the strings in his favor. So this had reached Sri Ramakrishna's ears, and in fact he had requested Sri Ramakrishna also to pray to Divine Mother, and Sri Ramakrishna did pray. Mother, Adhar comes here very often to have your darshan. Now he wants this position. If it pleases you, please let him have it. That is the way he puts it. But in the same breath, he will also add to the mother that how small-minded is this Adhar. See, instead of asking for knowledge, devotion, detachment, he is praying for such mean things from you. So that also he had added. Now, when he was still pursuing this position, so he has visited Dakshineshwar, and Sri Ramakrishna is talking to him on this matter. So this Adhar doesn't see anything wrong in what he was doing. Okay, so he is trying to justify his position. But Sri Ramakrishna's position is very clear. Sri Ramakrishna says, see, you are already in a good position. Why are you hankering after something more? See, you be satisfied with what you have. And whatever time, energy you have, you devote it to God. So you practice spiritual disciplines. You come here often. You pray to Mother. You meditate. But instead of doing that, why are you going on increasing your worldly duties and responsibilities? That is his position. See, Sri Ramakrishna, see, we have to understand, Sri Ramakrishna never liked anyone shirking his duties. He always said one should perform his duties. In the gospel itself, we come across at least 2-3 instances when people, when they were not performing their duty. Say, for example, Hazra was staying with Sri Ramakrishna, but his family was in the village near Shior, and he had a debt to pay off. But he was not he did not care about that. Instead, he was trying to spend time here and idle away his time. And Sri Ramakrishna, more than once, he scolded him to go back and look after his family. And in another case, we know that somebody comes to meet Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna asks him, "What are you doing?" Then his friend says, "Oh, he stays in home. He does nothing in particular." Then Sri Ramakrishna says, "Arey, what is this? What are you saying? You have to be enterprising. You should earn money." So he gives the example of one elderly man. So his only job is to break the pumpkin. So the thing is, in a household, ladies, they do not break the pumpkin. Okay, so for cooking they need pumpkin, but they don't break it. Maybe it is considered inauspicious for ladies to break it. So they want some gentle male member of the family to break that. And this person, whole day he will sit in the veranda chit-chatting with people, and when necessary, these ladies would call him. He will go inside and break the pumpkin, and that is all the duty he will do. So Sri Ramakrishna admonishes him, no, you should be up and doing something. So Sri Ramakrishna was never against the duty, but at the same time, he said, you should do that duty which comes to you by naturally, whatever comes to your lot, you do it. But don't go on increasing your duties and get more and more entangled. That is the Sri Ramakrishna's position. But Adhar, he tries to justify. See, we are householders, and because we are leading this life, householder's life, and which you also approve, we have to do these things. Okay, so that way he is trying to justify. So next he tries to bring in Narendra's case to justify his position. So Narendra, as you all know, so his father had died then, and he was in very straitened circumstances. He was trying for a job. And Sri Ramakrishna also tried to help him. Adhar also knew his situation. So Adhar says, I'll read from the Gospel. Narendra was in straitened circumstances on account of his father's unexpected death. He had been seeking a job to maintain his mother, brothers and sisters. He had served a few days as headmaster of Vidyasagar school at Bau Bazar. So now Adhar. May I ask if Narendra would accept a job? Master. Yes, he would. He has his mother, brothers and sisters to support. Adhar. Well, Narendra can support his family with 50 or with 100 rupees? Will he try for 100? See, Adhar is trying to drive his point. So he, as I told you, he was deputy magistrate. He was earning 300 rupees a month, but the post he was trying for, so had 1000 rupees attached to that office. So he was trying for that. So Sri Ramakrishna is admonishing him. So he is very pointedly says, so Narendra, will you try for 50 rupees or 100 rupees? So the master's reply. See, Sri Ramakrishna, he doesn't answer that 50 or 100. So he puts it beautifully. Worldly people think highly of their wealth. They feel that there is nothing like it. So Sri Ramakrishna says, see, you are making such a big cry about this 50 rupees and 100 rupees, or about your 300 rupees and 1000 rupees. But it is worldly people. Worldly people only think like that. Shambhu said, it is my desire to leave all my property at the lotus feet of God. Shambhu is another devotee, Shambhu Charan Malik. He also was one of the supporters of Sri Ramakrishna, very philanthropic by nature. So his desire was to leave all my property at the lotus feet of God. So Sri Ramakrishna, when he heard this, what was his reply? So Sri Ramakrishna said, Shambhu, these are riches only to you. What riches can you give it to the Lord? For him, they are all mere dust. So Sri Ramakrishna tells him, so what can you give it to the Lord? So here also we have to understand. So does it mean that Sri Ramakrishna doesn't want devotees to offer anything to the Lord? No. See, just like our loved ones, see, whatever we want to give it to, let's say if there is my friend's birthday, he is my close friend, and I want to present him with something. So I will try to find the best possible thing, right? And if you are going to the temple, there's a special worship in the temple, let's say in the Vedanta society. So you will, let's say you have a desire to offer mangoes to Sri Ramakrishna. Then you will go to the shop and try to procure the best mangoes. See, it is out of devotion that we give the best to the Lord. That is true. But we should not commit the mistake of thinking that the Lord also will, see, Lord will look at our devotion. For him, the devotion is more important, the thing itself, the thing per se. So the devotion, the attitude behind our giving, that is more important. So Shambhu, so here when Shambhu says that I want to leave everything at the feet of the Lord, so you can feel a little sense of egotism, of arrogancy, of being wealthy, so that you can sense that Sri Ramakrishna did not approve. He said, see, these are wealth to you. You cannot offer anything to Lord. For him, it is all mere dust. But does God care for money? He wants from his devotees knowledge, devotion, discrimination, and renunciation. So Sri Ramakrishna tells another incident that happened with the Mathur Babu. After the theft of the jewelry from the temple of Radhakanta, Mathur Babu said, "O God, you could not protect your own jewelry. What a shame." So this is also a very famous incident. So in the Radhakanta temple, which is also located on the same temple complex, Dakshineshwar Kali temple complex, so there was a theft, and when Mathur Babu came to know, he and Sri Ramakrishna, they went together to see what had happened. So at that time, Mathur made this comment that you, O Lord, you could not save your own ornaments, jewelry. then what will you say of your devotees? So we who are dependent on you. So Sri Ramakrishna was very much annoyed hearing this comment from Mathur. He said, Mathur, what foolish you are talking. See, these are ornaments. You value these ornaments. For God, they are nothing. Sri Ramakrishna says, Lakshmi, who is who is wealth itself, who is the personification of wealth, who is the preceding deity of all wealth, she herself is his attendant. So she is there to serve him all the while. And to such Lord, what can you offer? And these are ornaments. Yes, they are gold ornaments, and you have given to the Lord out of your devotion. It's good. Now it is up to you to take care of them. You should not expect the Lord to take care of them. So Sri Ramakrishna says that once he wanted to, so he continues, Sri Ramakrishna says, once he means Mathur, once he wanted to give me an estate and consulted Hruday about it. So we know, so Mathur Babu loved Sri Ramakrishna very dearly, and he held him in very high regard. And naturally, a desire came to him that to give some, donate some property to Sri Ramakrishna, an estate. So Sri Ramakrishna says, I overheard the whole thing from the Kali temple and said to him, please don't harbor any such thought. It will injure me greatly. So Sri Ramakrishna says, so please don't harbor any such thought. Even forget about actual giving. Even if he thinks about giving, so we know in another incident, so one businessman from Kolkata, he wanted to give 10,000 rupees to Sri Ramakrishna. He said that I want to give you 10,000. Just hearing those words, Sri Ramakrishna swooned. He fell unconscious. So that was the kind of renunciation, his renunciation. Then Adhar says, I can tell you truthfully, sir, that not more than 6 or 7 persons like you have been born since the creation of the world. So Adhar was so impressed. So he says, so I can not more than 6 or 7 persons. Master, so how so? There certainly are people who have given up everything for God. As soon as a man gives up his wealth, people come to know about him. But it is also true that there are others unknown to people. Are there not such holy men in Upper India? See, Sri Ramakrishna was certain that there are people who have dedicated, who have renounced everything for God. So in his own life, he had seen many such saints. So, say for example, Totapuri. See, Totapuri was such a great saint who had realized the absolute Brahman, who had attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And just imagine, if had Totapuri not met Sri Ramakrishna in Dakshineshwar, so would we have heard his name? Probably not, right? So there was another saint who came to Dakshineshwar. Sri Ramakrishna himself narrates that he would just act like a madman, and when the food was served in Dakshineshwar for beggars, for all people, workers, and the leavings were thrown into the trash, this monk would go there and eat that food, that leftover. And sometimes the dog will also come, and he will push the dog aside and eat from the same plate. So that Sri Ramakrishna says that person was a realized soul. So he tells it to Adhar. See, he is a realized soul. And at the same time, Sri Ramakrishna also becomes very scared that will the same condition come over to me? so, so now, what I was saying is, now we don't know the name of that saint. We don't know. See, so like that in Sri Ramakrishna's own life, we come across many people of such great spiritual attainments who have just receded in the history without leaving any trace. Now in India, with such spiritual heritage, how many hundreds and thousands of such great people must have been there. Swami Vivekananda also says once he was traveling in the Himalayas, he heard that one monk was traveling by he was walking in the forest, and a tiger pounced upon him and killed him. And the last words that came out of that monk was soham soham. So I am he, I am he. So even in the mouth of tiger, so even if he is in the mouth of tiger, he could not give up that his highest realization. So so we don't know their names. So Sri Ramakrishna, when Adhar says not more than 6 or 7 persons like you, so Sri Ramakrishna was naturally surprised. There should be some more people like that who have renounced everything for God and have attained great heights. So now Adhar in all simplicity, in all genuineness, he tries to give an example, but again he will get into trouble. So that was a very bad day for Adhar. So whatever he says did not go well with Sri Ramakrishna. So Adhar says, I know of at least one such person in Calcutta. He is Devendranath Tagore. So he gives the example of Devendranath Tagore. So Devendranath Tagore, you may know that he was the leader of Adi Brahmo Samaj. He was the leader of Adi Brahmo Samaj, and he was the father of Rabindranath Tagore. Of course, the Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. Of course, Rabindranath was not born at that time. This Devendranath Tagore was known for his wealth, for his scholarship, for his divine qualities, for his social position. So he was a very big figure, Devendranath Tagore. And as I said, he was considered a saint. So Swami Vivekananda, Narendra, when he was troubled with this question, have you seen God? Right? So he went to different people with this question, and one such person was Devendranath Tagore. So he also accosted Devendranath Tagore with that question, have you seen God? So what was the reply he got?
I see your eyes.
Right. So Devendranath Tagore said, I see that you have eyes of an yogi. I see that you have eyes of a yogi. So this was the reply Devendranath Tagore said. So what is the meaning? The meaning is that, see, you have the eyes of a yogi, so you can see God. So he did not say that whether he has seen or he has not seen, that he did not comment upon. But he said, you can see God. You are a yogi. You are a yogi. You can see God. That was the reply Narendra got, and with which Narendra was not satisfied. He wanted a more answer with more certitude. So, hearing the name of Devendranath Tagore, the master was very much astonished, surprised, and even you can say annoyed. What did you say? Who has enjoyed the world as much as he? Once I visited him at his house with Mathur Babu. I saw that he had many young children. The family physician was there writing out prescriptions. If after having 8 children, a man doesn't think of God, then who will? If after anything, if after enjoying so much wealth, Devendranath hadn't thought of God, then people would have cried shame upon him. So Sri Ramakrishna's very, very critic. So this Sri Ramakrishna's meeting with Devendranath Tagore is also covered in the gospel. So that is also a very, very interesting meeting. Sri Ramakrishna, as you know, whenever he heard that so and so is devoted to God, so and so is a saintly person, Sri Ramakrishna, he will not wait for an invitation. He himself will go to meet such a person. Not only saints, even if he is a scholar, even if he is a philanthropist, he will go. See, Sri Ramakrishna went and saw Keshav Chandra Sen. He had a meeting with Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. Then he met Pandit Shashadhar Tarkachudamani, and then this Devendranath Tagore. See, all on his own he would go. He would not care much about his status. No, he was, so whoever has some high quality, special quality, that person he will go and meet. Probably to impress upon them the goal of life, just to see how they are progressing and what help he can do. See, whoever he met, so they all have their lives changed, right? So Keshav Chandra Sen, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Pandit Shashadhar, all their lives were changed by meeting with, and then this famous writer Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, right? So Sri Ramakrishna also went to meet Devendranath Tagore. So he asked Mathur to take him. So Mathur Babu said, first he was a bit hesitant how to go to Devendranath without invitation. But then Sri Ramakrishna was insisting that he should go. So Mathur said, okay, all right, I will take you. So I and Devendranath were fellow students in the college. So I know him, I will take you. So he took him. So the scene, as Sri Ramakrishna himself says, so Devendranath was surrounded by his family members. There were many children. Doctor had come. Then Sri Ramakrishna sees that Devendra had both. He mentions that he had both yoga and bhoga. He has both yoga and bhoga. And then he tells him, see, I want to see, you please remove your shirt. So Devendranath pulls up his shirt and Sri Ramakrishna examines him. And then he tells him, see, people say that you are a scholar and you think about God. Now you tell me something about God. So then Devendranath recites some passages from the Vedas. And then Sri Ramakrishna was happy to hear them. And then Sri Ramakrishna says, you tell me something about God. You please explain what the hymns you chanted. Then Devendranath says, this whole world is like a chandelier. And each living beings, all the living beings are different lights in that chandelier. So like that he explains. Then Sri Ramakrishna remembers that some time ago he indeed had a vision in Panchavati in which he saw this. So Sri Ramakrishna was happy to hear that. So my vision corroborates with this Vedic statement. He was happy to know that. And then this Devendranath also was happy to meet Sri Ramakrishna, and then he tells Sri Ramakrishna that you must come to our Samaj, that is Brahmo Samaj. You must come once, you must visit us Brahmo Samaj. Sri Ramakrishna says, that depends on the will of the mother. You see my condition, I don't know where and in what condition she keeps me. If it is her will, I will go, he says. Then this Devendranath adds, but when you come, you please put on shirt and cover yourself with a shawl. Cover yourself with a shawl and please come. Otherwise, seeing you not properly dressed, if somebody makes a comment, it will hurt me in the Samaj. So hearing this, Sri Ramakrishna says, no, I am sorry. I cannot become a babu, he says. So babu in Bengali means well-dressed gentleman. Well-dressed, wealthy gentleman is called a babu in Bangla. So Sri Ramakrishna says, see, I cannot become a babu. So I cannot give so much attention to my clothes. So that much he says. Then Sri Ramakrishna returns to Dakshineshwar with Mathur Babu. Very next day, this Devendranath Tagore sends a word to Mathur Babu, so cancelling his invitation to Sri Ramakrishna. Okay, so he says, see, if he is not properly dressed, then it will not look good in the Samaj. So better he doesn't come to the society, to the Samaj. So we feel such a pity. See, what a great blessing it would have been to Adi Brahma Samaj if Sri Ramakrishna had visited. But because of this such a small thing, Devendranath Tagore could not have Sri Ramakrishna. Anyhow, coming back to our narration, Sri Ramakrishna says he has so many children, he is entangled in so many things. Now at this age, if he did not call upon God, see, the society, see, Sri Ramakrishna says, the people would have cried shame upon him. See, so we can understand what was the outlook of the society. So a person of such stature like Devendranath was expected to call upon God. So the society expected of him. So that Sri Ramakrishna says. Then we have another very interesting twist in the conversation. Niranjan, that is Niranjanananda, who later became Niranjanananda, he all the while he was silent. Now he drops in and he says, but he paid off all his father's debts. So he is also trying to defend. So defend Adhar, and now he is trying to defend Devendranath Tagore. So he paid off all his means this Devendranath Tagore father's debts. So master, he was all the more annoyed, and he said, keep quiet, don't torment me anymore. So keep quiet, don't torment me anymore. Do you call anyone a man who doesn't pay off his father's debts if he is able to? So that Sri Ramakrishna says. So what is great about the paying of father's debts? So in this connection, who was his father? His father was Devendranath Tagore. Okay, so Devendranath Tagore's father was Devendranath Tagore. So Devendranath Tagore, we come across this Devendranath Tagore in the biography of Rani Rasmani. Rani Rasmani, who is the founder of Dakshineshwar Kali temple. So she was married to one, what is his name? I forgot. So he was married to a very rich landlord. But her husband, he died at a very young age, hardly 40s or late 40s he died, leaving behind a huge estate to manage for his wife. Now this Devendranath, this Dwarkanath Tagore was his friend, this Rani Rasmani's husband's friend. So there is a very interesting incident in the in her biography. So when her husband died, so she was left with such a huge estate, huge wealth, and she did not have any sons. She had only 4 daughters. Probably at that time, not all of them were even married when her husband died. So she, how to manage? Now, because this Dwarkanath was friend of the late husband, so he approached Rani Rasmani, that saying that, see, you have such a huge estate, you appoint me as the manager. You need a good, able manager to manage such a big estate, so I can become your manager. So Rani Rasmani was in a fix, but she was very, very intelligent, very intelligent lady. She remembered that the Dwarakanath Tagore had borrowed some money from her late husband, okay, and he had not repaid it. So this Rasmani, maybe some 100,000 rupees or something like that, a big amount. So Rasmani, first she said, I hear that you had borrowed money from my husband. Can you please repay it now? So in all humility, she says, very gently she says, Dwarakanath, yes, I'll repay. I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Then the next day he comes and tells her that, you see, I don't have money with me. I don't have cash with me, but I have a big piece of land. So that I will, I can make it over to you in lieu of the money. Then Rani Rasmani asks, how much yield you get? He says some 10,000 rupees yield worth 10,000 rupees you get every year, but the land value is much higher. Then Rasmani, she agrees. So she agrees for the deal, and then the property was transferred from the Dwarkanath to this Rani Rasmani. And then this Dwarkanath comes back to his original that he wanted the post of the manager of the estate. Okay, so he brings that topic. Then Rasmani, she was so intelligent and so keen. Then she says, see, I am a widow. My husband has died. Now I have my 4 daughters and I have my son-in-law. So at least for now, I want to manage the estate myself with the help of my son-in-law. So that way, she very tactfully, she handles the situation. So Dwarkanath probably, even after paying off that debt, he still had some other debts. And now his son Devendranath, he paid it off. As I told you, this Tagore family was a very wealthy family in Kolkata. So he paid that off. So that is not a big thing. So Sri Ramakrishna says, again referring to the teaching of Brahma Samaj. The Brahma Samaj followers, they were in the habit of praising the Lord, that, oh God, you have created earth, oh God, you have created sun, you have created moon, you give us food in abundance. All those things they will pray. Make such statements in their prayer. So Sri Ramakrishna was not very happy with such prayers. So he said, Arey, what are you saying? God is our own father. If he does not look after us, if parent doesn't look after children, who else will look after? So if parents take care of their children, there is nothing great about it. It is their duty. So similarly here, his son Devendranath has paid off his debts. So what is great about it? So this Niranjan comments also made Sri Ramakrishna all the more angry. But Sri Ramakrishna continues. But I admit that Devendranath is infinitely greater than other worldly men who are sunk in their worldliness. They can learn much from him. So Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, he has some saintly qualities and much better than other worldly men. Then he continues, there is an ocean of difference between a real all-renouncing devotee of God and a householder devotee. So here we can replace this all-renouncing devotee for, say, for example, Sri Ramakrishna or his future monastic disciples, and a householder devotee, here Devendranath Tagore. A real sannyasi, that is a monk, who has renounced the world is like a bee. The bee will not light on anything but a flower. It will not drink anything but honey. But a devotee leading the worldly life is like a fly. The fly sits on a festering sore as well as on a sweet meat. One moment he enjoys a spiritual mood, and the next moment he is beside himself with the pleasure of lust and gold. See, Sri Ramakrishna makes this distinction. So, Devendranath Tagore, yes, he, he has many saintly qualities, but he still has a long way to go. Sri Ramakrishna gives another example of this God-seeking nature. A devotee who has really and truly renounced all for God is like the chatak bird. It will drink only the rainwater that falls when the star Swati is in the ascendant. It will rather die of thirst than touch any other water. Though all around there may lie 7 oceans and rivers full to the brim with water. An all-renouncing devotee will not touch lust and gold. He will not keep lust and gold near him, lest he should feel attached. So, this Chatak bird example also, Sri Ramakrishna gives it very often. So, there is one very interesting story about Naren. So, when Narendra started coming to Sri Ramakrishna in the beginning days, he was not very he would not accept everything Sri Ramakrishna would say. So he will argue, and Sri Ramakrishna also encouraged it. That's a different matter. So when he heard about this parable, Drishtanta of this Chatak bird, so Narendra heard this, and after some days he came to Sri Ramakrishna and told him, you said that Chatak bird will not drink water from any other source. It will drink only rainwater. But I saw one Chatak bird drinking water from a pond. So he told this to Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was very much surprised and a bit sad also. Arey, my words, because he has been saying that, and if it is not correct, it will amount to falsehood. And Sri Ramakrishna would have nothing to do with falsehood. How my words have become false? So he was little surprised. Okay. Then after some days, Narendra had again come to Dakshineshwar, and one day he hurriedly came inside Sri Ramakrishna's room and said, Moshai, Ashun. So he said, Master, you please come out. Chatak bird is sitting there. I will show you. So Sri Ramakrishna came out and saw that it was not Chatak bird at all. It was some other bird. And then Sri Ramakrishna scolded him, you rascal, you threw me into confusion. This is not Chatak bird. So the Chatak bird, you have seen this bird drinking water, but this is not Chatak. So, so that is the interesting about Narendra. So here Sri Ramakrishna is giving these 2 examples of bee and Chatak. But even after hearing all this, Adhar is still not satisfied. He still thinks that he is right. Okay, he still wants to prove himself, and he wants Sri Ramakrishna to approve of his endeavor, of his all his this one, whatever he was doing to get this job, his efforts. So Adhar, he says, but Chaitanya too enjoyed the world. He says, but Chaitanya, of course referring to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya too enjoyed the world. So hearing this, Sri Ramakrishna was amazed. Huh? What did he enjoy in the world? So Adhar says, scholarship, honor. So Adhar wants to say, Chaitanya too enjoyed scholarship, honor. So what is harm if I enjoy this higher post? If I try for a job which brings me higher salary. So even Chaitanya did that. So that was his position. So probably Adhar was referring to, see, those of you who have read the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life, they know that he was born in Nadia, and at a very young age he became proficient in logic, Nyaya, right? He studied Sanskrit grammar, especially Nyaya. He became a great scholar at a young age, and he opened a school for many students from different parts of the country. They would come to him for taking lessons, and this Chaitanya also was very proud of his learning. He would confront other scholars and defeat them in debates, scholarly debates, right? So all that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he did in his younger days until he had this spiritual conversion. So I think it was in Gaya that he underwent that conversion, and after that slowly he gave up everything. So probably, I think, so Adhar was referring to that period of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu where he did enjoy, or it seems to us to enjoy this scholarship, honor, everything. But Sri Ramakrishna, in his reply, he refers to Chaitanya after the conversion, after he became really a saint. So Sri Ramakrishna's reply, he says, it was honor in the sight of others, but nothing to him. See, Sri Ramakrishna says, it is honor in the sight of others. Yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave up his that profession, that teaching profession. Then he moved to Puri, and before that he traveled to South India. He came to Vrindavan, and then he settled in Puri. So during that period also, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wielded a huge influence. Hundreds of devotees would gather. So when he would go about singing the name of the Lord, so hundreds would follow. So even then, of course, he achieved lot of fame. So even then, many people would follow. He had people would consider him as a great saint, and probably as an avatar. People would worship him. All those things were there. So Sri Ramakrishna says, so all this honor which people showed to him, it was honor in the sight of others, but not for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for him it was all, what did he care? Just as we see in the case of Sri Ramakrishna. Yes, his disciples, his other late devotees, they held him high regard. They called him avatar. Even much before these people came, great pandits, they called him avatar. But all this never turned his head, right? He remained the same simple person as he was, right? So these honors would not touch him. So Sri Ramakrishna says, whether you, a deputy magistrate, or this youngster Niranjan honors me, it is all the same to me. So a deputy magistrate coming and sitting before me, and a young lad coming listening to my words, it's all same to me. And I tell you this truthfully, the idea of controlling a wealthy man never enters my mind. Surendra once said, rather condescendingly, that Rakhal's father could sue me for letting Rakhal stay with me. So Rakhal, of course, Swami Brahmananda, so when he started coming to Sri Ramakrishna, he was still a minor. He had not even 18. So, because Sri Ramakrishna was keeping him in Dakshineshwar, so it is against the law. So Surendra had remarked that his father could sue. When I heard this from Manmohan, so this Manmohan Mitra, another devotee of Sri Ramakrishna, he reported to Sri Ramakrishna that Surendra is saying this. So that Sri Ramakrishna was enraged. I said, who is this Surendra? See, Surendra was a wealthy man, and he used to support Sri Ramakrishna. But when it comes to curtailing his independence, that Sri Ramakrishna could not tolerate. So I said, who is this Surendra? How does he dare make a remark like that? He keeps a carpet and a pillow here and gives me some money. Is that his excuse for daring to make such an impudent remark? So just because he is supporting in some ways Sri Ramakrishna, so he cannot make such a remark about Sri Ramakrishna. So Adhar is still persisting with his argument. So he says, I understand that he gives 10 rupees a month. Isn't that so? The Surendra gives 10 rupees a month. So Sri Ramakrishna has his reply ready. That covers 2 months' expenses. The devotees stay here and he gives the money for their service. It is he who earns the merit. What is that to me? See, Sri Ramakrishna is so detached. See, people, devotees come and they take food here, and to meet those expenses, this Surendra and Ramchandra, they all give, and even Mahendranath Gupta, they all give money, and the money will go in the service of devotees. And who earns the merit of feeding those devotees? It is those people who are given the money, they will earn the merit. So what is that to me? So is it for my personal gain that I love Narendra, Rakhal and others? So Sri Ramakrishna asks, is it for anything personal gain that I love these young boys? So Yam was, this is the first time in this conversation we hear Yam open his mouth. Mahendranath Gupta says, your love for them is like a mother's love for her children. So for these young boys, Narendra, Khal, Niranjan, for such people, you love them just like the mother loves her children. So obviously he was referring to the unselfish love of the mother to her children. But Master corrects him. See, Master is so keen intellect. So he says, Master says, but even behind the mother's love lies her hope that the children will support her later on. So parents, when they take care of their children, yes, they do it unselfishly, but at the back of their mind, you cannot deny that, yes, one day these children will grow up, and when we become old, they will take care of us. Okay, so that expectation is very, very natural. Sri Ramakrishna says, but that expectation what does it mean? Your love is not fully unselfish. It is an alloy. So it is mixed with something else. So that Sri Ramakrishna points out. Even behind the mother's love lies her hope that the children will support her later on. But I love these youngsters because I see in them Narayana himself. These are not mere words. So, Sri Ramakrishna, he saw only Narayana, only God in them. So, we know once Hazra admonished Sri Ramakrishna, you day and night you are thinking of Naren, Rakhal and others. When will you think of God? So Sri Ramakrishna was very much puzzled. Yes, Hare, instead of thinking of Divine Mother, I am thinking of these boys. What will happen to me? So immediately he went to the mother, Divine Mother, and told him what Narendra has said, what this Hazra had said. So mother consoled him, saying, no, you love them because you see Narayana, the Lord himself in them. That is how. So your thinking of them is not much different from your thinking of the Lord. So then he was specified, and then he came out and scolded Hazra. He took Hazra to task, right? So, so Sri Ramakrishna clarifies that that my love for these people and for other devotees, it is because it is all spiritual relationship. There is no worldly taint in that. There is no expectation. So, and this Surendra or any other person who are giving money for the service, these devotees are benefited and the merit will go to them. And I am unattached. And I don't run after wealthy people. I don't, the thought of controlling them. See, Swami Vivekananda says in one place, it is the bane of every religious organization that it will come under the influence of wealthy people. So wealthy people start controlling the religious organization, and slowly the degeneration will set in. So if we see this, how true Swamiji was when we study different institutions. But Sri Ramakrishna wanted to keep his this one very clear. So we will continue next month. Next month we'll continue. So we have time. So we have just 4 minutes. If anybody wants to make a comment, please.
Comment with question.
Please.
Early in the talk, you spoke of bhoga. Are these special qualities?
Oh, I said he had both yoga and bhoga, right? Sri Ramakrishna, when he met Devendranath Tagore, he saw that he had many spiritual qualities, and at the same time he had some worldly tendencies also. So yoga means spiritual qualities. In this context, he was devoted to God. But bhoga means, literally it means enjoyment. But here, enjoyment, here it means he had some worldly interest as well. And Sri Ramakrishna says, I see that you are like Janaka, the great Janaka. So, who was called a Rajarshi. He was a king, but at the same time, he was an enlightened soul. So he had both, like that. But of course, Rajarshi Janaka is 1 in a million. Anything else?
So here, Ramakrishna loves, Tagore loves Narendra and other people, right? It showed explicitly, but he sees in everybody Narayana. So that, but he shows only for few people. So
True. See, this is a question. Even among his young disciples, he had special love for Naren. that we cannot deny. He had special love for Rakhal, that we cannot deny. Okay, so that is there. See, but it is also true that he saw Narayana in Naren, he saw Narayana in Rakhal, he saw Narayana in Latu. See, in fact, we in one place we come across that see there Latu is sitting with his hand in his with head in his hand. I see Narayana himself is sitting there, like that he makes a remark. Now, how do we understand this? See, in this plane, what we call as Vyavaharika Jagat, empirical world, wherever there is form, okay, their differences will be there. Okay, at the spiritual level, he saw Narayana in all of them, but at the empirical level, yes, there was a difference. So Naren was different, Rakhal was different, their places were different, like that. See, Holy Mother, see, Holy Mother, will she make any distinction between her children? See, she said, Sharat is, this Amjad is as much my son as Sharat is. That statement she made. But when she wanted to gift clothes to these young monks, okay, this happened many years after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away. So on one occasion, he wanted to gift some clothes to all these young monks. So she ordered clothes, okay, but only for Rakhal, for Swami Brahmananda, she sent silk cloths. For all others, she sent cotton cloths. So, see, mother, see, you see. So, then somebody asked, mother, this silk cloth is for Rakhal, Rajamar. Oh, to Thakurer Chele. Oh, he is the son of Thakur. As if others were not sons of Thakur. So, this, as I said, wherever there is form, so when you go to the formless aspect, yes, everything is same. When we come to the realm of name and form, this distinction will be there. But the distinction that Sri Ramakrishna or Holy Mother makes, it is not like the distinction that we unenlightened people will make. Right? So that is the way we can understand. Okay? We'll close. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.